The CZone digital control and monitoring network brings unique features to the Pontoon series. Smokercraft Incorporated's line of pontoon boats is fully equipped with the CZone system. Follow along to learn how to take full advantage of the control capabilities at your fingertips. When initially powering on your pontoon boat for operation, turn on the battery switch in the stern of the boat near the rear entry door. This convenient placement allows for easy access, even with the cover installed. Press the power button on the key fob. This will activate the helm switches and initialize the engine controls. Allow a few seconds for the system to fully boot up. To start the engine, ensure the key fob is within 3 feet. Press and hold the engine start button when it is illuminated blue. If the fob is out of range, the switch will flash blue as a safety feature to prevent accidental starts. If the engine is not running while the boat is docked or at a sandbar, the system will automatically shut down after 5 minutes. The ignition switch will illuminate yellow in this state. To reactivate the engine system, simply press the switch once and it will return to the original blue state. A short press on the engine button will turn off the engine. It's important to note that the key fob power button will not shut down the system while the engine is running. The engine must be stopped before using the key fob to power down the boat system. The ignition override switch is a backup for starting the engine in case of emergencies or when the key fob is unavailable. It should be in the off position during normal operation. If you are having difficulties with key fob operation, ensure that the ignition override switch is in the off position. The ignition override switch also assists technicians during the troubleshooting process to prime fuel pumps or operate the boat when the key fob is not available. Within the graphical user interface, you can access the switching controls for the boat circuits via the touchscreen multifunction display. Also, within this interface, you have full RGB color control over all the interior and exterior lights, if your boat is equipped with the RGB option. Smokercraft Incorporated pontoons feature 2 distinct modes that simplify several control functions into one press. Party mode, which turns the courtesy lights bow on, courtesy lights aft on, exterior lights on, interior lights bow on, interior lights aft on, underwater lights on. Note that the lights are put into a RGB color fade in this mode. There is also night cruise mode, which turns the navigation light on, anchor light on, courtesy lights bow off, courtesy lights aft on, interior lights bow off, interior lights aft on, exterior lights on, and underwater lights on. Note that the RGB is set to white in this mode. To turn on the courtesy lights, turn on the courtesy light button. The first press turns bow and aft lights on, while the second press turns bow lights off and leaves the aft lights on. To turn on the interior lights, press the interior accent button. The first press turns bow and aft lights on, while the second press turns bow lights off and leaves the aft lights on. The CZone system is also controllable by a key fob, which allows the user to manage their boat away from the helm. With the key fob, you can control the master power, having the ability to power on or off the boat from a distance with the press of a button. You can also power on or off the courtesy lights, navigation, anchor lights, and even engage the horn. To extend control even more, some of the pontoon models are equipped with an aft keypad, providing convenient local control of the following loads from the aft lounger: underwater lights, exterior lights, courtesy lights, interior lights, bimini or tower up, bimini or tower down. The CZone digital control and monitoring network brings powerful and streamlined features to the pontoon series at Smokercraft. For additional information, you can find troubleshooting guides and more at this link.